So our Jazz have been playing back-to-back.
That's for sure. I bet they're probably exhausted, Brady.
You know what? They're probably tired and all, but I don't feel too bad for them with those seven-figure salaries. I'm sure they keep pressing along just fine. Next on sports, road blues no more. The Jazz tuned up their road play with the help of a strong duet from their bigs. And under the gun, the BYU men's tennis team is trusting its fate to the talent of some underclassmen, and they're rising to the top. Sports is next. Stay tuned. The men's tennis team is making some waves in the national rankings thanks to the help of some talented underclassmen. They recently defeated number 37 Santa Clara by one match. 11 sports reporter Mark Chalice tells us how they're doing it.
It wasn't star Patrick Kaka who was the hero in Saturday's match against Santa Clara, but freshman Andrei Goryachkov, who arrived from St. Petersburg, Russia just this January. He won the winning match in dramatic fashion in a tiebreaker.
He hit the most incredible shot to give him match point that I think many tennis players and fans, including myself, have ever seen.
Tennis is unique because the underclassmen have to contribute rather than ride the pine. The number 6 singles match is usually played by the 6th best player on the team, often a freshman. It's worth 1 team point. The number 1 singles match, also worth 1 point. Having a nationally ranked player may seem fancy, but to win championships, a team's got to have good players from the seniors down to the freshmen. This creates a tough situation for underclassmen. They have to come in and immediately win big matches, often against opponents with more experience.
I think the extra experience will probably help slightly if it gets into a tight situation. But I feel like I've gained a lot of experience throughout my whole of my junior year and then over my freshman year.
With only 3 upperclassmen, BYU players are often younger than their opponents, but it hasn't slowed them down. The 50th ranked Cougars have now beat 3 ranked teams this season. On the BYU campus, Mark Chalice, 11 Sports.
The men's tennis team plays 2 matches this weekend, first on Friday against UNLV, and then Saturday against 52nd ranked Denver. For the Jazz, there really is no place like home. 20-6 in Salt Lake City, but they've lost 13 of their 16 road conference games. Good news for Minnesota, except the Wolves come into last night's game having lost 6 of 7 at home. Ricky Rubio can pass the rock, folks. Behind the back to Ridnour, who finds Derek Williams for the flush. Williams finished with 24 points and a career-high 16 boards. Rubio, again, he's not Ricky Rubio, backyard wrestler, but he did drop 10 dimes on the Jazz last night. Millsap, is he going to foul you right here? Millsap says yes. Ref says no, he did not. But on this next play, the ref's going to say yes, he did. And Greg Steemsman's like, I didn't do it. Fourth quarter now, Jazz on the break. It's Alec Burks to Damari Carroll for the deuce. Jazz trying to pull away with the transition game, and it worked like a charm. Burks says, just throw it up, I'll go get it, and he does. Earl Watson on the assist. Paul Millsap leads the way for Utah with 21 points and 8 rebounds as the Jazz take this one 97-93. But the NBA's game of the day was in Cleveland. Closing second, Spurs and Cavs knotted at 93. Dion Waiters steps back and hits the long 2. That deserves a high five, but Waiters, this does not. Waiters, come on, man. You got to see man and ball. Leaves his man Leonard wide open in the corner. He's going to drill the 3 with just 2.9 to go. Last chance for the Cavs. It's Kyrie Irving, the second-year player out of Duke, with the desperation heave. Ball game. Spurs still the best in the West. They roll 96-95. Speaking of Kyrie Irving, his alma mater had a ginormous game of his own yesterday, maybe the biggest rivalry in college hoops. Duke hosting their mortal enemy North Carolina. Happy 66th birthday to Coach K. James Michael McAdoo takes Mason Plumlee baseline for the reverse McAdunk. Bob McAdoo, that's my son. Close game in the second. Duke scrambles for the offensive board, ends up in the hands of Seth Curry with the early dagger. Curry's mom says, that's my son. Duke fends off the upset 73-68. South African sprinter Oscar Pistorius made headlines last summer as the Olympics' first double amputee to run with prosthetic blades. But now Pistorius finds himself in custody, facing murder charges. South African police say they found a woman dead in Pistorius' home. Authorities say the athlete known as the Blade Runner will appear in a court hearing on Friday.